I recently posted about how I am coating the ends of my brushes because they tend to walk away while I'm teaching a class. Honestly, it's probably mostly my fault because I set them down on someone's desk while I'm helping and then I walk away and no one knows whose brushes are mine or theirs. So I found by dipping the ends in some paint, it's a really easy way to know which brushes are mine at the end of a class and make sure they're all returned to me. So I had a little bit of a trial and error coming up with how to do this. I had first started with a really bright nail polish, and I found that it did not fully coat, and I had to do at least 2 or 3 dips with drying in between, and it took a really long time. So what I did then was just went and bought a super cheap acrylic paint from the craft store. It was about $1.99, I think, but I found that it was super thick. So when I would dip my brush, I would have a super thick coating on the end of my brush. It would take forever to dry. I would have big drip marks on it, and it was just not ideal. And it took forever to dry on my desk, and I didn't like that. So what I just have recently done is I've gotten some of the Holbein painting medium. It's just a liquid that they have, and I mixed that with my original paint, and it made it much more watery, so it's almost like a fluid acrylic. So I originally had bought this color. All my brushes are already done with this, so by watering it down, it just made it really simple to dip my brushes in. So when I take my brush, I just dip it right in. It has that nice thin coating. I can just knock it off a little bit until it dries, and then I just sit it up on my rest and let it dry, and it dries really quickly. Another great way to do this is just to get the already done fluid acrylic that Holbein has. They have a whole line of all different bright, wonderful colors. It already has that fluid, loose paint, so you don't have to water it down with the painting medium. You can just use that paint, dip your brushes right in, and it'll work the same way as the watered down acrylic. I had some problems with my brushes rolling all around while I was drying them, so I found that I made this little stand. I just cut some foam core into a little section, taped the edges, and I just put over it some stuff that you can get like at Walmart for counters so things don't slide when you put glasses on them and things like that. I just prop the edge up a little bit, or you could make your stand a little bit different, and my brushes just sit right on it, and I can just lay them out all the way across without having them roll around into each other while the paint is drying. So I hope you found this helpful and can coat your brushes and put things on the end so when you go to a class, you know which ones are yours. Thanks so much.